Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. Today we've got another action figure toy review for y'all. This time we're going into the vault to find the DC Superheroes release of Doomsday. This figure came out in roughly 2006, I think. It was part of their DC Superheroes collection line. Pretty cool packaging. This one is extremely beat up, which is kind of why we're going to go ahead and open it up and make sure it's an awesome figure for y'all. But yeah, Doomsday. He's the guy that whooped Superman. Y'all probably already know that, but with the new release coming out from the DC Classics line of the Doomsday figure, I thought it'd be nice to kind of go back and take a look at one of the original releases of one of the first Doomsday figures they had, and just do a quick comparison and let y'all see what it is and see if it's worth your time or not. So stick around and we'll tear into this. So this is the DC Superheroes Doomsday figure. I'm going to try to turn this packaging sideways here so you can see the full thing here. The packaging is extremely beat up here. You can see on the back there was Superman, Doomsday, Bizarro that was released as part of this set, and Supergirl. Came out roughly in 2006, I think. This packaging is extremely beat up as well, which is why it makes a great candidate for us opening it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's tear into this thing here. And to be honest with you, it's already kind of open on the side, so I'm not even going to bother with the X-Acto knife that I usually use, because it's coming off anyways. So it comes with this cool comic book and the figure itself. Then there is nothing else in the packaging, so that now becomes recycling material. So yeah, Doomsday and this cool comic book, which looks to be just kind of a nice little sticker there. Doomsday versus Superman. This is a reprint of the Man of Steel number 19, which is where him and Doomsday were fighting pretty good. It's a really cool issue. Nice that they included that as part of this. Has a Supergirl appearance. So yeah, pretty nice. But I don't really care too much about the comic. What we want to know about is the figure itself, and that's what we have here. So let's go ahead and pull him out of the packaging here. There is nothing holding him in here. No little sticky things or no tape or nothing to that effect. It's just the figure itself. So there we go. More recycling material. So here's Doomsday. It's a very cool figure. This was what they're calling it, the S3 sculpts, I think. They had, I don't remember exactly what it is, but the predecessor of the DC Classics line basically is what this is. Overall, it's a very nice looking sculpt. Turning around, you can see the spikes on his back, spikes all over his arms. The spikes are this really bendy plastic stuff, so you don't want to have to worry about getting your eye poked out with them or anything like that, so that's cool. He's got this really cool hair piece here. That's also that really flexible, soft plastic. Let's take a look at the articulation real quick. So he has the standard shoulder joint that we are used to seeing with all the DC Classics line. With these spikes molded on, the articulation is a little bit more limited, so he can only go up about that far with his arm. But then he also has, right below that, above the bicep, it's got a swivel joint. Then the elbow has a standard hinge on it, and the wrist also turns. So pretty much what we're used to seeing out of the DC Classics line. Head turns not quite all the way around, and it does move up and down. And should note that his mouth is kind of molded open, and it is again made out of this real soft plastic, so you can actually move his jaw up and down, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they intended you to do that or not, but it's kind of cool that you can do that. Other arm is the same way as the previous one. You can get it to go all the way around, just watch out for those spikes on his shoulder. Then he has the standard ab crunch movement, which goes pretty far. That's pretty awesome. Then twist at the waist, standard hip joints, the swivel at the lower thigh, regular knee rockers, and then the regular, actually this one, yeah, just a regular joint on the ankle. So should note that the ankles are a little weird in that they're kind of pointed in a little bit more than you would think that they would want, but that's what it is. So he may be kind of hard to get to stand up, except in a couple of different poses with his legs spread out a little bit more. But yeah, overall it's got a lot of really cool detail work done on it. You can see wrinkles here in his flesh, so that's really cool. Big spikes on his chest, the pipes that go around his waist there where he was tied in confinement. The spikes on his knees are really cool looking, but they are that real bendy plastic stuff. On the back he has this huge spike piece, which is again that real soft plastic, but it really looks pretty awesome. So yeah, this is a really awesome sculpt, really cool looking. Now just for comparison's sake, we've got the DC Classics Superman here, so you can see how the two of them stack up against one another. So height wise, he's pretty much the same height. He's got a lot more mass to him than Superman. I know in some of the later iterations they end up making Doomsday look a lot bigger than he was originally. Traditionally he is about the same size as Superman, so this is really a good representation of the two of them together, since they are about the same size. They're really matched really well at that point. Again, this was not released for the DC Classics line, but it does fall into the same scale, so it's really nice that they do work well together. So now we're going to go ahead and just zoom in on the figure himself and just take a look at some of the detail stuff and point out a few things for you. So now that we're zoomed in, you can kind of see a little bit better about what we're talking about with some of these wrinkles on his flesh. You can see the way his mouth moves. Very cool. The hair is bendy plastic. It's a really nice effect. He's got good movement. But it doesn't quite go all the way around. The spikes on his shoulders are very awesomely detailed. Very cool looking. This big spike on his chest, plate armor stuff here. The spikes on his arms. Again, this is that very soft, bendy plastic, as you can tell. But the detail work is just amazing on this thing. It really looks very good. It's So they did a great job on this. Moving on down here so you can see a little bit closer. The leg spikes, again, that soft bendy plastic so you can move them wherever you want to, but really good detail work. Very nice job with that. Flipping them over on the back. Not too much until you get up here to the back. And then you have these humongous shoulder spikes that are really awesome looking. And we'll get out of focus here if we're not too careful, but yeah. So that is Doomsday. It's a tremendously awesome sculpt. If you can find one of these things for a decent price, pick it up because it is really, really awesome. I think this is a much better representation of Doomsday than the new release that they just came out with. Again, that's just my opinion based on the fact that I don't have the new Doomsday. I may change my mind if I ever get one, but for right now, you know, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, as they say, and this Doomsday is pretty much everything I expect out of a Doomsday figure. So. So that's it for our review for the DC Superheroes release of Doomsday. Overall, this is a great figure. The sculpting work on it is amazing. It fits right in line with the regular DC Universe Classics line. They've even kind of used the same kind of molding techniques they did on this line with the new line. So it's very cool. I actually like this figure better than I do the new release that they just came out with the Doomsday. That figure is really tall, like this tall. This one is more in scale with the actual figures from the regular Classics line, so it's in scale with Superman. It's not towering 3 feet above him and things like that, so it's a more realistic representation of the actual character. It's Doomsday. It's awesome. So that's pretty much all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Leave us some comments. Let us know how we're doing. If you'd like to see something specific in the near future. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Feel free to let your friends know to also check out our videos. Stay tuned for new things coming down the pipe, and until next time, happy hunting.